welcome back to my channel. How long has it been since I've done a solo live here? It is crazy, but I'm really happy to be on. We have to put this conspiracy theory to bed, okay? But before we touch on whether or not our girl, Miss Kail Lowry, just birthed her fifth child by fourth man, we have to do the usual roll call. Guys, where are you watching from? You know I love that. I don't know if you saw in the community tab before, but in the community tab, I asked a question, which was, what time do you guys usually like to watch live streams on YouTube? And I was a little crushed when I saw the comments, and some of you guys said like between 7 p.m. Eastern and later. I was like, guys, I live in Europe. Okay, I live in France. So 7 for you guys is probably like 2 in the morning for me, unfortunately. But listen, when I do early morning live streams, you guys will be able to catch a replay. So that'll be fun at the very least, you know, and then there will be weekend streams as well. So now, you guys, in the poll, I asked you guys whether or not you believe the conspiracy theories. Did Kail just have her fifth baby? And it seems like the majority of you guys do believe that she just did. I'm going to be opening up the phone lines to chat about this, like would hear your voice, see your faces in the flesh and everything really soon. But yeah, it seems like the majority of you guys do believe that she did. And listen, guys, I believe that she did as well. And that's because I listened to her podcast religiously so that I could recap it for you. And she has been dropping a lot of hints. Like for months, she's been talking about how she quit drinking coffee. Kail loves coffee. She would not quit drinking coffee for no reason. And she didn't even justify it, right? Usually people go, oh, like I'm on this special diet, or I'm trying to stop caffeine, or I'm trying to stop this. She just like randomly stopped drinking coffee, coincidentally around the time that her third baby daddy, Chris Lopez, tweeted that she needed to protect her belly, which caused this entire drama in the first place, right? And that's not the only thing. Kail also stopped dyeing her hair. So you stop drinking coffee, you stop dyeing hair, she stopped her Botox. Like all of these things kind of add up and point us toward the likelihood that she did have a child. We're going to get into the photos. We're going to get into that video that has everyone talking as well. But you guys, please let me know also if you're in the camp that thinks that she did have a child. Do you think that it's a girl? Or do you think that it's a boy? And yes, Julissa, I feel like she soft launched it. Like she knew what she was doing with that audio. She knew that you could hear like a little, baby cooing and all that stuff in the background. It sounded like she was feeding a baby while Lux was trying to fit into that TV console or whatever it is in the background. So now let's get into where you guys are from. You guys know how much I love that. Tadisha is from Rochester. She's watching from Rochester, New York. Adriana from Denver, Minnesota for love. Air from Scotland. Scotland is my goal. I'm really trying to go there next year. I really want to see it. It kind of reminds me of Banff, Alberta in terms of the nature. Chicago in the building. Sin. Jenny is watching from Vegas. I love Vegas. Cass is watching from Michigan. So many Americans. Brenna's watching from Ottawa, my hometown. Hey, girl. Hey. Where do these women find? That's the thing. I don't know. Well, in the case of Kail, I believe that she finds time because she's got a nanny and she's got a bunch of friends who are always in her house who are able to like babysit the kids while she's going out, thotting and bopping, right? Actually, you have not missed anything. We're just getting into it right now. So Tadisha thinks that she's having a boy. At this point, she can only have boys. Listen, I kind of think that it's a boy as well, because I feel like, hi Huntsville, hi LA, hi DMV, Ohio, West Virginia. I feel like if she were having a girl, she would have shouted it from the rooftops, right? Like she would have been I'm not saying that she's disappointed that she's had a boy, if she had a boy, right? This is all just speculation. But I do believe that if it were a girl, she would have just like really like just put it out there and released a statement that this is her last, she's done. Because, also in the list of hints that she's been dropping, she said that she wanted to get her tubes tied in November, December. And so this baby, it seems like she just had the baby, which means that she was probably opting to tie her tubes at the same time that she delivered, because that's the only way to ensure that she will not have another baby again, right? Because she does not understand that condoms and birth control exist. So for my Canadian friends, this today this is a commemorative day from the massacres that happened in Montreal. So I just wanted to give a shout out to that. Maria, seeing that you're from Montreal reminded me of that. Lexington, South Carolina, New York, London, UK. I'm coming to London soon, sometime next year. I'm really excited about that. Alaska, dying to visit it. You guys, thank you so much for letting me know where you're from. I'm so excited about this. So I'm seeing that Denise says that it's a girl. See, if it were a girl, she would have announced it, you guys. She really, really, really would have. So I don't see it being a girl. I'm sorry. But now let's get into why this is even a thing, why this is even a rumor. So to know why people even suspected Kail of being pregnant, we have to rewind back to her third baby daddy, Chris Lopez. Kail and Chris got into an argument, and I guess Kail, one assault charge, one offensive touching charge wasn't enough for her. So she decided to threaten to put the paws on Chris yet again. And so Chris took to Twitter to be a little messy and say, wow, you're out here talking about you'll beat me up. Now you know you got a belly to protect. Stop it. And so that could only mean one thing, right? He tweeted this in July, and like clockwork, the Sun sent the paparazzi to Delaware. And 4 days later, we got these photos of Kail with what appeared to be a baby bump. And mind you, July was 5 months ago. Here's one thing. I don't believe that Kail would have told Chris Lopez off the bat that she was pregnant. I think that he just saw a baby bump. And typically you start showing around 3 months, right? 3 months into pregnancies. And mind you, 5 plus 3 is 8. So it makes sense that the baby would have been born right about now. This just goes along with the rest of our clues. And so some people say, listen, the naysayers were like, listen, Kail, she's a thicker woman. So perhaps that this is just a belly showing from, being overweight or something like that. But here's the thing about Kail. Kail has had both liposuction and a tummy tuck, which means that she has been able to, even though she's been a thicker woman for a while now, she's been able to keep a relatively flat stomach. Listen, I'm a skinny mini, but with a pot belly. My belly has never been as flat as, well, it has been when I went keto. When I did keto and the 1 meal a day diet together, I had a 6-pack. So that was the only time I had a flat stomach. But Kail has been able to maintain a flat stomach, all right, despite being, much thicker than I am. So I don't believe the PCOS thing. I believe that with a lipo and with a tummy tuck, her belly stays flat. And so that's why I was already sold. Listen, after this, I was like, okay, I wouldn't be surprised. We know her track record. She loves a good pregnancy. And then when these photos dropped, I was like, we have never seen Kail's belly like this. Not since she saw Dr. Miami for the trapezoid booty special, right? Like, it's always been flat. That's one thing that we cannot take away from her girl. Like, that tummy has been snatched for a while now. So it definitely did seem that way to me. And then a couple of months later, the Sun's photographers managed to catch her again. And what did they see? And I agree with you, Maria. Kail just, I don't know. Like, I don't know why she just gets knocked up without worrying about whether or not, like, it's going to be a stable, like, relationship that lasts, like, through the childhood of the child. A couple of months later, in late September, the Sun dropped some more photos of Kail, and her belly had gotten larger and weight had shifted up towards her chin area as well. And listen, we know that when women get pregnant, the weight spreads. It's not just in your stomach. It can be in your face. Your nose can spread. Your fingers can get big, your feet can get big, everything, is fair game when it comes to pregnancy weight. That's a good point too, Sin. Maybe somebody did tell Chris Lopez. You never know. By the way, channel members, I just dropped the link if you guys want to call in with your theories about this, how you feel about it. And then later on, I'll open it up to everybody else as well. So I do believe that perhaps one of the kids told Chris as well. That's a really, really good point there. It just kind of seemed all too convenient, especially with her record, that this would have been what wound up happening. But now, when we think about it, I want to ask you guys, why do you think that if Kail was pregnant and she gave birth, why do you think she chose to cover up this pregnancy in particular? Do you think that it might be because at this point she is bracing herself for the amount of criticism that is going to come from her, even her fans? I feel like even her fans, this might be a bit much even for them. The fact that she, at the tender age of 30 years old, has had 5 kids now with 4 different men. Do you think that she has some shame in that? Like that might be why? Do you think that she's waiting more for like an exclusive so that she can get paid? What do you think it is? We've got Lextasy calling in to share her opinions with us. Lextasy, what's going on? Oh, it dropped out. You have to dial back again. It might have just dropped out there. But do you think that that might be what it is? Like, do you think it's shame, or do you think that it's her waiting for some kind of an exclusive deal? I am not decided. I kind of feel like it's more towards the former. I feel like she might feel like, damn, and especially with the fact that I do believe that she had a boy, I feel like that might be another thing where it's like, oh my God, all this, just have a 5th boy on top of it. I'm, like, damn, right? Brenna's asking, why is there even paparazzi in Delaware? Listen, I don't know. Perhaps she's calling it on herself, or perhaps the son is ready to pay top dollar. Either way, Rachel's here to share her opinions. Hey, Rachel, how are you?
Hey, how are you?
Good, thank you. What do you think of the situation? Do you think she actually just had a baby?
I kind of think she did. I mean, those pictures that the Sun released a couple of months ago.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Look, I mean, you can't really no hairdresser is going to continue to do your blonde or any type of dye at all.
Mm-hmm.
Like those were that's not just a shadow root. That's a shadow root with a whole bunch of other roots.
Exactly. Like her hair was practically like brown at this point. And it makes sense, right? Like she's not going to dye her hair while she's pregnant. Just like she, being a coffee addict, stopped having coffee. Then she recently talked about how she was taking off her acrylic nails, which you need for the blood pressure monitors and whatnot at the hospital, which is also interesting because Kail had a home birth with Creed. And I imagine that she would do it with this child as well. But she went to the hospital this time around, it seems like, right?
I think so. I mean, she also has other health conditions concerning, well, not concerning, but related to pregnancy. Mm-hmm. I know just from my experience, whenever I was pregnant with my daughter, I was 16 turning 17, but I was high risk. So, I mean, home birth was never going to be an option for me. And I think she tried that as she got older and she can't.
Yes.
So she just probably went back to the hospital, tried to just have everything lined up in a row.
Mm-hmm. And do you think that it's a girl or a boy?
I think it's a boy, because I think if it was a girl, she would have been shouting from the rooftops by now, because she was so vocal about wanting a girl, saying if she had a girl, she would be done and all these other things, and was like gender selecting and everything. I think if she would have had a girl, she would have said something.
I completely agree. Thanks, Rachel. Thanks for calling in.
Hello.
Bye. I completely agree on every front with Rachel, you guys. And listen, here's one thing that I don't understand about Kail's situation. I kind of wonder why she did not go down the Lala Kent route. If you guys keep up with Vanderpump Rules, then you know that Lala Kent, who had her baby with Randall Emmett, then he cheated on her, the way he cheated with her previously. And now she, at 31 years old, is saying, listen, I want to have my next child with a sperm donor because relationships, unfortunately, mainly don't seem to work out. So I don't want to go through this complicated like battle, these complicated situations anymore. So I really want to control the situation. I kind of feel like that would have been a more empowering decision for Kail than to go through things this way. Now, Lala, she's not doing IVF, which means she won't be able to choose specifically like, female embryos or male embryos or whatever. But if she's going to be doing the insemination, so it could be whatever. But like if Kail went down that route and then kind of like, selected, I feel like it would have been, I don't know, would you guys have taken it differently, like her getting pregnant? Would you guys have taken it any differently? Or do you still think that regardless, it remains an irresponsible decision, because I have to ask, like, I know she's got a live-in nanny and whatnot, but how possible is it for a single mom to be able to emotionally fulfill 5 children in one household? I personally, I don't know. I feel like I don't think it's impossible, but I think that it's hard and I think that it takes a lot out of you yourself, right? So I don't know. It makes me sad. It really does, you guys. No worries, Alexis. Janetta says 1 baby daddy, 2 baby daddy, 3, 4. When is she good? Oh my God. Listen, I don't know. I feel like this is rooted in trauma at the end of the day with all that she's gone through in her life. But on the same token, it's just so difficult to watch someone continuously like bring children into their situation rather than working on the issues that they have, right? Like it really, really is sad. Rachel's in the private chat saying it's definitely irresponsible. I think she's stretching herself and the rest of her kids thin. And that's the thing, Kayla's really involved, especially when it comes to Lincoln sports and whatnot. And now Isaac, he's getting into piano. He's writing his own stories. She wants to help him write a book. She helped him do like wallpaper stuff, right? Like his own line of wallpaper. Lux has got a lot of energy. I think he was doing boxing. She wants to be at everything, practices and expositions for the kids. How can you do this with 5 kids alone? It's a lot. It really is a lot. And it makes me worried for her whether or not she can keep up with that sustainably and still have time for herself. Because I think at the end of the day, even when you're a parent, you still deserve to have time for yourself, right? So that definitely is something that's quite concerning. And she was talking a lot this year about her depression and how she feels as though, how she feels guilty for not being able to be fully present there for her, her former youngest, right? Allegedly, Creed. She felt like she failed him because he was born into, a broken situation, a broken home, a broken family already. And then on top of that, she starts dealing with depression and she's not really able to be there for him. It's like, how did you find the time to be pregnant in the midst of all of this, right? Like it really, really is a lot. And it makes me quite concerned for her, what's going to happen, because, there's already postpartum for people who like are already happy and are already in like a stable like situation or whatever. But if you're already depressed going into a pregnancy, I kind of worry that it'll only be worse when you get into the postpartum section, right? Like that makes me sad. Oh, Abby, that's a good point, that perhaps Kail only wanted the home birth with her son Creed because of the protective order that she had against, no, who had it against who? Chris had it against her, right? Because she was the one who was charged with offensive touching. But then she filed a protective order against him. I cannot keep up with their messy relationship. But that is a great point, Abby, because he did wind up being there for the birth as well, the home birth. Hey, Marta, how do you feel about this story? Do you think that Kail just had her 5th baby? And more importantly, do you think that she just soft launched her 5th baby? You're on mute, by the way, on Instagram. And I do have to show you guys that video as well of that kind of like launched all of this. Marta, your microphone's on mute, by the way. I'm going to give her a little second here. Octomom does it. It's kind of impressive. I think all the tap. Oh, does she? You know, that's one person that I have not heard of in a while, you guys. Octomom. I really do wonder what is going on with her these days. So now I'm gonna adjust my microphone, you guys, so that you're able. And by the way, this reminds me of like the whole Nick Cannon thing. Like Nick Cannon, like I just read an article, and I will be covering it, about how Mariah Carey allegedly has been saying that he needs to spend more time with the kids. It's not realistic for a person to have all these kids with all these different people and be there emotionally, like sufficiently emotionally for them. Like Nick Cannon having what, like 11, 12 kids spread out across different baby mamas and stuff. Like that is another thing that is really, really sad to see. And I think it's just really selfish, to be honest with you. So let's get into the video that kind of stoked the flames. So yesterday, Kail posted this clip on her Instagram Live. Try to listen and see if you hear any baby cooings in the background.
How did you figure out that you could fit in there?
We just figured out if I can fit in here. Earlier.
How? You just decided to try?
We emptied it out and we were like, let's put Lux in, and then we put the things in front of it.
Oh my God.
So did you guys hear it? I'm going to play it again.
How did you figure out that you could fit in there?
We just figured out if I can fit in here. Earlier.
How? You just decided to try?
We emptied it out and we were like, let's put Lux in, and then we put the things in front of it.
Oh my God.
So did you guys hear it? Please let me know. Yes, if you heard the baby cooing in the background. No, if not. Like it's very, very subtle. I think you can still hear it even if you're not listening for it, but like really listen for it, and you should be able to hear the baby cooing in the background. Listen, here's my thing. I feel like Kail, if she's holding a baby, she knows that she's holding a baby, and she's trying to hide that she had a baby, right? So she would be listening intently for that, right? Like if you know listen, let me tell you something. If you know you're up to something and you're like filming yourself, or you're filming, you know, an area, you're going to be extra vigilant to make sure that certain things are not there. You know what I mean? Like, and so I think that this is why I call it a soft launch. That's what I think, that she did this so that she can like mention it at least a little bit, right? You know, like later on, she is on a little break from her podcast, you guys. I think she's on a maternity break. And so when she comes back, I think she's just going to mention it. Like, hey, by the way, you guys, I had a baby, you know, and that'll be it. So perhaps in the meantime, she's working on a sponsorship. Maybe she's got like, because I remember when she debuted another child, she had like this blanket with I think it was Creed, with the name Creed on it. And then she tagged the manufacturer of the blanket. This might be one of those situations. So that's what I kind of foresee happening. Maybe it'll be like, I don't know, a formula company or a something. You know what I mean? Okay, so you guys all seem to hear it, you guys. Soft launch makes sense. It sounds like she's forcing her products on her kids' fan base. There you go. Yes, that is 100% a kid breastfeeding. Yes, yes, yes. And it did sound like there was a child nursing as well. So there it is, you guys. There you guys. There it is, you guys. Okay. I see nobody saying that they haven't heard it. So I'm like, it seems like we are in a consensus. By the way, we've got Shan in the van in the building. Shan in van in the building, you guys. Big shout out to her. It was her birthday recently. So happy belated birthday to you, Shan. I hope you had a great birthday celebration. So Jada heard it on the second replay. Wolfie, I didn't hear it the first time, but the second time, oh yeah, my sister had twins, so I know those sounds. Love it, love it, love it. So now this is where I need you guys' help for the timeline of her relationship with Elijah, Elijah's divorce from his wife, and the timeline of her breakup with Malik. I really need your help on this because listen, as you guys have noticed, I'm not very interested in the teen mom world these days. Like same thing, different day, right? They're very Groundhog's Day. They keep making the same mistakes, the same decisions, poor decisions. And then on the show, next chapter, just so much, I don't know, it's so much negativity and boringness on it. So I have not been keeping up. So if any of you guys have been keeping up on when she got with Elijah, I believe it was in April. I want to say April, which would line up because April, May, June. June, she would be showing for Chris to post that tweet, which means that she got pregnant pretty much immediately with him. Sorry. I just dropped the link to the StreamYard. If you guys know anything about these timelines, and don't forget Malik. Malik was somewhere in there when he got online and started exposing her for cheating on him. So what do you like? Do you think that she cheated on Malik with Elijah, or did she just break up with him and get with Elijah immediately? Do you think that Elijah might have cheated on his wife? Like, I literally have no idea. So I'm 1,000% curious and relying on you guys for this information. So we don't know for sure, Shandy, like if she did have a baby and she is hiding it, it might be because she feels ashamed that this would be a fifth by a fourth man. She might be ashamed that she had it immediately with this guy upon, starting to date. They apparently started dating in April around, and it seems like she got pregnant in April as well, which is like, well, at this age, you're still making those poor decisions. Come on now. Yeah, I feel like that might be it. Or maybe she's happy and she's proud and she's waiting for some kind of a sponsorship. We don't know at this point. Your guess is as good as ours. No, not Lauren. Please don't let Lauren get knocked up by Javi. Please, 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 you guys. No, don't. Listen, it's bad enough that she got back together with that man after all he put her through. But I think the last thing she needs is to get knocked up by him, because I think that'll be the final nail in the coffin. Yes, guys, please, if you're enjoying this stream, please make sure to give it a thumbs up so that I continue to show up in your algorithm. I'm going to be covering my unorthodox life. I just put out a teaser for that. I'm so excited about that and a bunch of other stuff coming up. Lauren says, I think because Chris's family outed her last pregnancy, she's being extra secretive out of this one, out of spite because she's Kail. And speaking of that, I felt like they were kind of even when his family outed her pregnancy, because remember, Kail outed Chris's other son, True. Remember, she was like, congratulations to Chris on your new family. And then she added that it was a boy and everything like that. So Teen Mom Chatter posted this. She's like, wow, it was almost a year since this happened. What a coincidence. And if you notice down there in the comment section, Chris is there saying, well, this aged well, with a bunch of laughing emojis. So, maybe they are kind of even. Hey, Brina, how are you?
Hi, how are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. I had to come on here and put my little 2 cents in because I'm just, Tuesday, no class today. So I had to come in and just say my 2 cents about good old Kail. Good old Kail.
I love it.
Cannot with this girl. I cannot with this woman, because I honestly think that she did have a baby. And she's just hiding it from the world, because obviously being on Teen Mom and having that backlash of like her previous pregnancies, she hasn't had the best track record with the viewers in that sense. And either she is trying to secure the bag, in my opinion, she has some type of like sponsorship or something happening, or the man already left her ass and that's why she had to keep it quiet.
Oh my God.
So she's trying to already figure out what she's going to say, because this is going to be another baby daddy that she's not with, that it didn't work in. And she's probably just not trying to deal with that. And having all those kids with like postpartum, she probably just wanted to have a peaceful, calm pregnancy, because all we know about her really is her toxic relationships and situations with the father of her kids, right? So maybe she was just trying to experience like a quote unquote normal pregnancy, where not everybody is in your business and saying all of their unsolicited opinions, but you ask for it because you're on television. So so I just feel like it's one of those situations, or she's just trying to figure out, like you said, like this was the soft launch, and then we're gonna start seeing like products, baby lines, photos, we're so happy type of things. Like she's probably waiting for like a solid plan from her PR team. That's what I think.
Oh, Lord have mercy. Listen, I hope that her and Elijah aren't already broken up, because that would be extra.
Girl, you already know it's coming. Watch, she's gonna start releasing things and how he's toxic and this and that, and men are trash and I just have to live my best life. That's all coming. I'm just waiting for the release. She's gonna start talking about it on the podcast. Woe is me. I was just trying to find love, girl. You need, I don't know. I feel bad saying this, but she hasn't learned anything from being on that show for I don't know how many years about like protecting yourself and just being a responsible adult. I feel like
Yeah.
just like slaying these babies like they're hotcakes, and we're not in a whole recession out here. Like, what is going on? But I also just want to say I love your content. So much love from Ottawa. You're doing your thing, girl. I'm proud of you. Just keep being great.
Thank you so much, Britta. That was so awesome talking to you. Thank you.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.
Listen, I am so with Britta on this as well. But again, it makes me sad, the idea of them being broken up. Because listen, like I said, you guys, Kail was already depressed before she got pregnant. Hi, Ramster, by the way. And so if she's gone through that and then postpartum already mixed with that and then a breakup on top of it, I feel like that would be an awful lot, perhaps even too much to deal with at the same time. And then on top of that, having a newborn, a toddler, you know, and an energetic, like advanced age toddler as well, and the other kids, like it's an awful lot. So I really hope for her sake that they're still together, because honestly, even like myself, I'm stressed out like right now thinking about dealing with all of that. You know what I mean? Like it really is a lot. Listen, you guys, I have another question for you guys. Do you think that, because I'm seeing a lot of you guys talking about her doing this for a storyline, but she's not on the show, right? She left Teen Mom. She didn't accept to do Next Chapter or Family Reunion or anything like that. So do you think that at this point she is going to go back to MTV and want to get back on and try to negotiate for more money? Like, do you see that happening? Because I don't know. One thing about Kail, like on her podcast, she makes it seem like she still has a lot of money and that she's doing a lot of investing and saving. But I can't get over how much money she has spent recently, like with the buying the houses and stuff like that, the renovations, and then also having to pay Brianna $200,000 on top of it. That is an awful lot for anybody, especially all happening in such like a short period of time. So perhaps it is something that she might consider for the future. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Like, I know she says she makes a lot of money on her podcast and stuff like that, but like, is it enough to keep up with her lifestyle? I don't know. Like, how many NFL players make like hundreds of millions of dollars, right? And we know she hasn't even touched that. And then they go broke within 5 years or less of leaving the league. You know, this could very much be a possibility there, you guys. You know, I see it. So Jade says, Kail moves too fast. That's the problem. Maybe she thinks she loves these guys, and then crap hits the fan. They take off, and she's pregnant and alone again. Honestly, I don't know how she does it. Like, it's so crazy, right? Like, and it's so sad. Like, she was already, like, you know, people who have kids young, like, I thought that the thing that they like to like kind of use as an upside is that like you have them young, they're out of the house while you're still young, and you get to go back and dip it and do it and live your best life. And I hear she is setting that like freedom time back over and over again. Like, if I had kids young, I would have been done by now, you know, by her age. I would not want to have more at like, you know, in my 30s or whatever, especially in the situations that she's having them in. I'd be like, listen, I'm good. I already have like my, what was it before? It was like my two, Isaac and Lincoln. I'm done. And then like what? Isaac is like 13, which means 5 more years until he's out of the house and in school. Lincoln, he's like 10, 8 years. Like, she's good. And so now it's like, well, I'm starting all the way over again, like everybody else who had kids in their 30s. Now, you guys, am I missing anything? Let me know if I'm missing anything. So we covered all of the tips. Well, not the tips, the hints that she was kind of low-key giving about like being pregnant from the note, not dyeing her hair, not drinking coffee, not doing Botox or fillers for a while, wanting to get her tubes tied around this time, the breaks from the podcast. Like, it really does seem like she is, she did just have a baby at the end of the day. But I guess, listen, her choice, her life. What can we do? All we can do, if we're interested, is wait for the announcement. She sued Brianna for defamation. Was it defamation or was it the other thing? Libel. Defamation and lost. And so she had to pay her legal fees and then some. So it was $200,000. Oh, there is another show called Unexpected on TLC. Maybe she'll go over there. I don't know. And she has been always talking about wanting her own show, Kail and the Chaos. Maybe she'll try to pitch that or do it online or something like that. Who knows? All right, you guys, I'm about to sign off since we already covered all the bases here. But I did want to tell you guys, because a lot of you guys ask me about my lipstick, what I use. And listen, this is what I use, the Sephora collection in number 1. But I have some good news for you guys. I'm going to put you on to game. Someone stole my lipstick from my house when I had my birthday party. And so I went to, and it was brand new. And so I went to Sephora to replace it when I stumbled upon this. They have like this Christmas special going on where you get the lipstick, the exact one I use, plus a lip liner, a brown one, for less than the price of the lipstick. So I bought 6 of these so that I have enough lipstick for the next year. FYI, you guys, if you still want that lipstick that I use, go to Sephora right now, look for this package, and all of them are the same. All of them are this, the red lipstick with the brown liner, and there you go. Listen, don't say that I've never done anything for you, okay? Because here we go, hooking you up on game. Anyway, you guys, thank you so much for tuning in to this live stream. I'm going to be doing another one on Friday about Meghan Markle and Prince Harry's Netflix documentary. I'm really looking forward to that. I hope you guys are able to tune in for that. Shan, please text me back if you're interested on hopping on that stream with me. That might be kind of cool to do that on Friday. My Unorthodox Life videos are coming up as well. Take care, you guys. Oh, Brennan from Love is Blind, his arrest history. Apparently, he was charged with domestic violence shortly before filming season 3 of Love is Blind, which is really, 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 really shocking and disappointing, you guys, okay? Anyway, let's talk more in my next few videos. Take care, you guys. Bye.